Hey guys, welcome back to Relatable Girl. I am going ahead and starting with my hoodie up for this hoodies up video because I know I am very late with doing this, but here we are. If this is your first time on my channel, my name is Kendra Saunders. I am the owner of Half Lucid Jewelry. I am the author of the Alien Pop Star series, and I am a YouTuber here talking about life in New York City, talking about life with severe allergies, and also talking about things that I love like makeup and sci-fi. Mr. Robot sort of ended up in there just because I feel like this show fits so many of my favorite speculative fiction boxes, even though it's not exactly a sci-fi show really at all. I'm hoping it will be, as you know, if you've been watching these. If you are new here though, you should subscribe to my channel. Go check out the playlist about Mr. Robot, where you can find all the videos about the previous episodes in this season. And yeah, there's a lot of other cool stuff there. And I'm going to be giving a bunch of really cool stuff away soon. So if you haven't already, you should subscribe. Okay, but hoodie's actually really up though, because we got to talk about these last few episodes. So when I saw episode 9 last week, I didn't have that immediate need to like come and film. Like I wasn't feeling like, oh my God, I have to talk about this episode with everybody. I'm so excited about it, like I had been with a lot of the previous ones. In fact, very different from those, I felt a little underwhelmed. And I know that that probably seems surprising. It surprises me because episode 9 had a lot happen in it. And, you know, we got to see the bad guys being, you know, pulled down from their place of power. We saw White Rose get arrested at the end of the episode. We saw, you know, all of the bad guys at E-Corp just like losing all of their money, and it was supposed to be really triumphant. There was a lot of swelling music, and I know the overall vibe it seemed like we were supposed to feel was that like something big had happened, like the tides were turning, the good guys were winning. Somehow though, I didn't really get that feeling while watching the episode or after the episode. I actually felt very unsatisfied because this show has been so subtle through most of it in its moments of like really big feelings. And to me, this episode felt like too much grand, you know, music and grand speeches and I don't know, it just didn't feel satisfying to me personally. And seeing White Rose, you know, lose everything, I don't know how we were supposed to feel about that. I didn't feel satisfied. I also didn't really feel like White Rose was losing anything, because here's this character who has been so terrifying and fascinating at the same time. And in this episode, she just felt like she had no control, and she kind of felt like a child, like stamping her foot and walking around saying, that's not fair, you can't do this to me, oh no, you did it to me. It felt like it was taking away the teeth of her character. I wanted to see more devastation. I wanted to see, you know, if we're gonna go big like that, if we're gonna have the swelling music, I want to see the impact that her losing the funding for her project really is. I want to see that impact. And I didn't really feel like I did. I don't know. It just didn't feel super satisfactory to me. And then episode 10. I have to say, of the whole show so far, I think episode 10 was my least favorite episode. I'm sad to say that because, you know, I have really, really liked Dom and Darlene this whole time. And I don't know though, this episode, I feel like these last 2 episodes both had this same kind of setup where there were, you know, all these grand speeches and very like stylized dialogue and grand sweeping music. And I can feel that it's supposed to get an emotion from me, you know, when Darlene is sitting on the bench with Dom, and with a few clicks of her, you know, with a few clicks on her phone, she's able to send all the stolen money from that E-Corp had to like everybody, and everybody gets a huge amount of money. And she and Dom have this kind of back and forth where Dom's like, what are you doing? Are you doing something illegal? And Darlene's, just watch. It's fun. It's fine. That moment didn't feel exciting to me. It didn't make me feel stirred to my soul that the people were getting what they deserved. Even as we saw all these people that were like so excited that they got money on their phone, it didn't feel like the way Mr. Robot in the previous seasons would have handled a moment like that. I don't know why I feel that way. I don't know. And I feel like I'm being overly critical, and I apologize for that. I think it was the moment, particularly at the end of this episode though, that really frustrated me to the point where I do feel very critical. Okay, so toward the end of the episode, Irving shows back up. And if you've forgotten, Irving was the guy who was there in the barn when everything went down in an earlier season. Dom sort of lost everything in that moment, mentally and emotionally, because it was so traumatizing, it was so awful. Irving was, you know, quite a terrifying character, and I think until Taxidermy Lady, he might have been the scariest, but she took over. Irving just pops up out of nowhere at the airport that Dom and Darlene are at, and Dom starts freaking out, understandably so. And at first I thought, oh, she's having a hallucination because she still has anxiety. But then, nope, he wasn't a hallucination. And then I thought, oh my God, he found them. He knows where they are. The Dark Army knows where they are. They're going to have to like run. It's going to be really bad. But no, he's just there, and he just so happens to be signing books. He just so happens to have written a book, and he's there, and he autographs one and gives it to her. And then he offers the information that the Dark Army isn't even looking for them anymore. They don't care. They don't care about Dom and Darlene. She can just stop worrying. She's fine now. It was such a weird conversation, because not only did it not feel like something that would be talked about that way, but also, I'm sorry, but it's too coincidental that he happened to be at the same airport as them at the exact same time in the same bookstore signing these books that he wrote. It's too coincidental. And so I kept thinking, like, you know, Mr. Robot has always been very smart about how it handles stuff like this. There's going to be a twist. There's going to be a twist at the end. He was there on purpose. He knew they were there. Like, it's going to be revealed. Maybe they're going to get on the plane and the plane's going to blow up. Like, something crazy is going to happen. But no, nothing crazy happened. You know, Darlene had a panic attack and got off the plane. Dom changed her mind and got on the plane. And now they're going in opposite directions no matter what. Which, as a twist goes, that was also more annoying than satisfactory, I feel like. I'm struggling a little here, because I know that Sam Esmail is going to kill it with this ending. I know he will. Like, I have faith in him. I know it's going to be great, but it's hard right now waiting for that, when these last two episodes, personally, I felt like were very self-congratulatory, and they felt a little bit too much like, you know, we're telling you how you're supposed to feel. And I just didn't feel really any satisfaction in either one of them in a lot of ways, but especially this week's episode. So I have faith in him. I'm excited for the next episode anyway, and I can't wait to find out how this season and how this show is going to end. I'm ready to get back to White Rose and that machine. They better not just like drop that plot at this point after they've built it up so much. There's no way that they will, but, you know. Anyway, these are my rambly thoughts about the last two episodes of Mr. Robot. As I said, I'm excited for what comes after this, and I'm going to keep watching. What did you think of the last two episodes, though? Did you like them? Did you find anything that you didn't like about them? Did you feel like I did about them? Like, I'd be very curious to hear what you have to say. Anyway, thank you so much again for watching, and if you haven't already, you should subscribe. Seriously, you should do it. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and yeah, make sure to come back for the rest of Mr. Robot Season 4's little rants and rambles, and we will reach the end of the show together. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.